Noir is back. I went and talked to the people. They got everything, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say too much. As I go to pick up Noir, Tim said it's a young girl that works there. She was like 16, 17, something like that. And I'm like, yo, where the manager at? She like, are you gonna talk about the balance or something? I said, hold on, young lady. What you mean talk about the balance, my nigga? I got the money. So she get the shift lead and shit. It's a black guy. He come around the corner. I said, hey, my man, talk to you right quick. Somebody doxed my information and exposed my shit and fucked my privacy at this location. And I'm telling him like, and I said the names of the two girls. The nigga looked up. He immediately knew who I was talking about. Swear to God. I said, well, this gotta get handled. We gotta get to the bottom of this shit. So I told him I need to talk to a manager by tomorrow. So I wake up this morning. I get a text from the regional manager. I read it and I tell the lady, I said, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. I come around the corner. And I'm not gonna say this person was a culprit, but she looked a little guilty. So I come into the building, and right at the receptionist desk, there's a Latina. I walk in, she said, hey, are you here to pick up? I said, no, I gotta talk to the manager. She said, oh, you can go around the corner. I go around the corner. When I walk in, I see 3 people. The general manager, the regional manager, and another manager. It got so serious, the HR lady, who was the HR manager, she said, hold on, actually, I have to ask you to do something. She put me on the phone with the CEO of the company. Nigga, the CEO. I'm talking to the CEO, he's just telling me like, yeah, I apologize, things of that nature, things that happen, and boom, bam, bop, and your privacy and They must have looked me up and seen that I was on the Sherman University trailer, I don't know. So they reimbursed me for that. Then they said the next trip that you have with Noir, bring him in here, is completely free on us. I walk out. The Latina that was at the front desk was no longer nowhere to be found. I walk out the building. She's in her car. She look up at me like this. She kind of had to look like when a black guy see another black guy, he has a white girlfriend. She gave me one of these. In her whip, right behind the front seat. I walked past the car, and mind you, there's no way she was on her break that fast. I was only in that office for about 10 to 15 minutes. So she looked up at me like that. She looked away immediately as I'm walking past her car. I said, oh yeah, she's part of that group. It wasn't probably her. She probably had nothing to do with it. But she know that something happened with her friends at that job. Now, the only reason, Chad, why I was so upset is because you gotta think about it like this, right? All it takes is one parasocial motherfucker to see a pixel on a wall. A nigga can find out where you live. Tell me I'm lying. There's niggas that play GeoGuessr and can guess that you in Switzerland, Hungberg off a street sign. All it takes is one thing for somebody to see. They know exactly where the fuck is going on.